Thank you to Govee for sponsoring this video.
1, 2, 3, let's go.
So a few months ago, I did this. I made a video talking about the Govee Envisual T1, which you guys really enjoyed. It's a TV backlight system that uses LEDs to expand what you are watching. And that was a sponsored video, but I was overwhelmed by how many of you had really awesome things to say about Govee, whether you bought the system, to have them installed in your house. So we are back working with them again with their new T2, and it's got a bunch of features in it. In fact, the Govee Envisual T2 is their first TV backlight that can work on a 100-inch screen, which... So, let me show you some of the most immersive TV tech lighting system possible. But let me stop and do what I've been doing for a while, because I love it, because you're good humans, you're good people, and you're kind to each other, and give you a chance to win $500. All you gotta do is leave a comment down below, let me know what you would do with your new Govee system. Tell me a dad joke, tell me a story, whatever you want. Just leave your social handle in the comments so I can contact you if you win. Also give the video a thumbs up. All the information you need will be in the description down below, open for 10 days and to anyone in the world. So TV backlights have been around for many moons. You probably have one in your home, and they serve a really cool purpose. They sort of add an extra dimension to the content that you're watching. The way those used to work, or at least a lot of them used to work, was you could go through an HDMI pass-through box, which obviously functioned well, but they had the potential to sometimes lead to a loss in the video fidelity that you were watching. What we have now with Govee's T2 is sort of a standalone option that doesn't have to run through a box, so your picture is what your picture was always meant to be. Everything's got kind of trade-offs, right? So if you look at this TV behind me, you will see it's got a camera, not pointed at you. They don't want to see what you're doing. Instead, it's pointed at your TV to see what is displayed, then it's gonna pass that to the LED backlight. It's actually a pretty smart solution that is super simple concept to actually get it to work well, using their patented Envisual technology. And just to get in front of it, there's no watching you. All this camera is doing is a local system that is just watching your TV. The basic setup of this is pretty simple. On the back of the TV, you install the LEDs. Depending on the size of your TV, you just buy that size and stick them to the back with double-sided tape. It's not that complicated. Then you take the camera and put it on top of your TV, and it points down at the screen. Then you just plug everything in and you're up and running. The camera is not a small camera. I would have liked the option to put it maybe underneath the TV, but it's one of those things like the notch on the iPhone. You kind of notice it for a little while and then it kind of fades into the background. What the Envisual system is doing is a few things. First, using the dual camera system to read the pixels on your TV and relay that to the backlight. Because it's got two cameras, has reduced visual distortion and increases the screen area by over 50% compared to a single camera model. Plus, it's got patented color matching tech, so it can accurately relay what is on the screen so that it actually matches, which is important. And it's fast too. It can actually capture 345,000 pixel dots on the whole screen, and it does that every half a second. And the actual LEDs are better now too. There are now more LEDs, and they're brighter at 131 lumens. And this is great for the new kind of HDR TVs that get really bright, and the LEDs can now keep up with that. You also get full control of color in the Govee app. So if you want a little less saturated or want to change the look, Govee lets you dial that in really however you want. I think one of the great benefits of the system is completely independent from the TV. So when you get a new TV set, you can just transfer this over and continue your experience. It's not relying on just that one set. Obviously talking about it's one thing, but I'm gonna do a dramatic chair twirl again. I'm gonna show you what this looks like on this 98-inch TV. So, dramatic twirl. So you might look at this giant TV and think setting this thing up is gonna be like a pain. It is surprisingly easy. So it comes with these little orange styrofoam things, literally just put in the corners and on the borders of the TV, and that calibrates the camera. That's what that camera is looking at. The setup was incredibly simple. Once you've got it set up, you compare it to the app. Doesn't matter if you're on iPhone, Android, we've got it here on an iPad. And this is where all the sort of customization can happen, where you can get really granular with it. So a bunch of options. We've got this one called Huge TV. This is a 98-inch set. You don't have to have a 98-inch set. You can get a kit from either 55 to 65 inches, 75 to 85 inches, all the way up to 100. So you don't need a gigantic wall-sized TV to sort of get this cool experience. But the app gives you kind of everything you'd want. So you've got your movie watching Dream View, different Dream View modes. One of my favorite things to kind of demonstrate how this works, actually going into music. Now, because of a lot of copyright stuff, I can't play music, but you can see it's reacting to me snapping, it's reacting to my voice. If I was to try to do some like freestyle rap or something, you could see it moving. Bam. I'm not gonna do it. You thought I was going to. But you can see it react kind of in real time. You can do whatever you want inside of here when it comes to lights. They've made the app really simple, works with anything that you want to use it on. And again, as easy as the lights are, the app is as easy to use as well. So to kind of explain what the lights do a little bit better, you can obviously just have it light up in one color and leave it there, but that's no fun. What this can do, and what if you want it to do, it'll kind of take the color at the edge of the TV, so the edge of the picture, and it'll expand that outwards. Like I said, it's doing it in seemingly real time, so as the picture's changing, the lights are changing. And it just creates a more immersive experience. It's not necessary to enjoy your content, but then again, you know, HD content's not necessary, 4K is not necessary, but all these things make that experience better. This is one of those things that once you have it set up, it's gonna be very hard to go back to a set that doesn't have it. It's not just one color all around either. It'll kind of flow depending on what's on the screen. And it's not like a sharp cutoff between one color and the next. So they make it kind of gradual so you don't really notice that it's going from one to the other. It's subtle. When you see it on something this big, it's really apparent and just really cool to actually see. So there's a lot of good things about the setup, but I think one of the cool things about using Govee lights in your home is that they can talk to each other, and that includes the Envisual T2 here. But even better, you can extend what your TV is showing to other lights in your room, something Govee is calling Dream View. So like for example, let's say I have these Y lights and a Hexa Pro panel lights from Govee that also have the Dream View tech built in. I can extend the lighting from the T2 behind the TV actually to the lights. And this kind of gives you an experience that at least I haven't sort of had a chance to see in this category at all. And it doesn't work just with video. You can also have the LEDs react to music or sound effects or just, you know, whatever, choose a color you want in your room. It also takes multiple lights and pairs them together so your entire room is filled with color. There's no doubt this is an extra thing to enjoy your TV. And that's great. It's not necessary, but it adds so much. One of those things that once you have it, it is really hard to go back to not having it. Govee's done an incredible job of not requiring a set-top box, can work with everything, is independent, and delivers really good color, and has cutting-edge technology for a price that is generally lower than the competition. They kind of deliver everything that they say they're going to deliver. If you want to check out the Envisual T2 or check out other Govee stuff that we've shown here, just generally learn about them, I've got a link to it down below.